Hello and welcome to the Slingshot Channel. This is a follow-up to my video from last Sunday where I presented my magazine-equipped bow with 4 shots. I really love that thing. And a lot of you obviously do too. There's just so many people that always ask the same things over and over again that I decided to make a little follow-up to explain a little more. First question, Lars Anderson. Of course I know the guy and I even put him in my original text description to the original video. I think the guy is an artist. I mean, he should perform in a circus, really. I mean, he's that good. I don't think he cares very much for the strength of the shot, but what he can do with arrows and bows is magnificent. I wouldn't be able to do it, and I guess about 99.999999999% of all humankind would be in the same shoes. So I admire the guy, but this is no reason to say a device like this isn't necessary, because most people couldn't do what Lars can do. Second issue, mag capacity. Yes, of course, it does take time to reload when you have spent your 4 shots. And a lot of people say, well, if you include the reloading time, then the shot frequency is really not any better. That is in the nature of all magazine-equipped weapons. Even if you empty an AK-47, you still, it takes you considerable time to reload the whole thing. And usually that is not counted into the firing frequency, because as long as you have ammo in the mag, shooting is very fast. And there is an end to any kind of magazine. Only in Hollywood movies you would find guns that shoot endlessly on one magazine. In reality, it's over quickly, and then it takes time. Plus also, where do you want to end? Do you want to count in reloading the cartridges into the reloading time? Or maybe even making the gunpowder inside? This is bringing you too far. Most people simply want a second shot or the availability of a second shot. In a defense situation, you have to have several shots. Otherwise, after one shot, your gun is empty and useless. So several shots is always a lot better than a single shot. Also, of course, as I explained in the original video, you can make the magazine bigger, and you can also, of course, make a quick loader for it. You can make exchangeable clips if you wanted to. It's not hard to do. This is just a concept and a proof of that concept. And of course, loading the magazine can be a lot quicker than I did it last time. I did it mostly for demonstration, because you can, of course, load all arrows at the same time, just like this, and then be done with it. Much quicker. And I think I can practice even more and become really efficient with that. A lot of people have said, Jörg, that is not an innovation, because the Shuko-Nu and repeating crossbows have been known for a long time. That is true, but this is not a crossbow, even though some people believe otherwise. Let me explain my point of view. A crossbow differs from a bow in a few issues. First thing, of course, is that a crossbow has to be cocked by just putting it down, or some crossbows you can just, put against your chest or even downwards and push down on them. But one thing is clear, you cannot keep it in the shooting stance. You have to put it in a different position, and therefore the firing rate is a lot lower. Also, a second issue is that usually a crossbow cannot be cocked back with one hand, because a crossbow is taking its power from the very strong limbs. You need both arms to cock it, or even a cocking aid. And a bow can be cocked with just one arm, and therefore is a lot quicker to shoot, but it has a longer draw. And of course, a crossbow has a trigger and lock system. It has to have one, because, as I said, you lose your shooting stance. So how do you want to keep this cocked if you don't have a trigger and lock? So here is my 6-shot repeating crossbow. This one, actually, it's an awesome weapon, I think, one of the most efficient. It shoots like 5 or 6 of these bolts. As you see, they have 2 vanes as well. And same stack system. The only thing is that this is still rubber band powered and has a follower. I guess I could change over to the same windshield wiper spring technique that I used on the new device. And the way how it works is, you press it against your chest, and you cock it back, and then you fire, and start over. As you see, it's pretty fast, but it never can be as fast as shooting the bow, because I have to take it down, put it against my chest, put both hands up here, pull back, and so forth. So, this, an awesome weapon, very accurate, but the firing rate will be slow, even though it's a lot faster than the firing rate of a conventional one-shot crossbow. Then there is the Chinese Shukonu, which is a very unique weapon. And I made several adaptations from it, like this pencil shooter here. See, this one can be loaded with 10 pencils. It's one of my favorite toys, actually. And this is actually an adaptation of the Shukonu. The Shukonu was supposed to be pressed against your chest, and then you had this lever and you shot like that. And this one was replaced by me with a push technique, like that, because I think it's even quicker. And it is a very fast shooting weapon, but it is not accurate and also not very powerful. It is, as the original Shukonu, a spray and pray weapon. Okay, empty. So, if we look at the three weapon classes, we got the Shukonu, or converted version. Actually, my full auto crossbow pretty much is the same concept. Spray and pray. Those are not accurate, very high firing rate, and relatively low power. Then we have the repeating crossbow. Very accurate, very powerful, not very fast shooting. It's actually a slow shooter. You can, with some luck, maybe do, I don't know, 10 shots a minute or something. And then we have this new thing. And this new thing actually is very powerful, and it is fast shooting, but not as fast shooting as the Shukonu. But I think it's the best of all worlds here. And also, these have been known. These have been known. This is new. In order to show you the accuracy of the weapon, I will now try to pop these 4 balloons, and I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost. Okay, 3 out of 4. As you see, that was not so bad. Even that one, that was actually a very small balloon, was almost hit. In the famous book Saracen Archery, there is supposedly a picture of a device that is similar. I looked it up because someone commented that way, and I found that they have like an arrow guide that is used by old men that are not strong enough anymore to pull a full bow. So what they're doing is giving them a very weak bow and very short arrows, and then some kind of arrow guide that looks not unsimilar to my device, so that the bow doesn't need to be fired with a full-length arrow, but can be shot with a much shorter arrow. But that, of course, is a completely different device. There are some versions that are made for shooting like 5 or 6 small little fletchettes, like small bolts, at one shot, by simply feeding them serially into the arrow guide and then let go, and then 5 of the short ones would fly at the same time. But that is also very, very different to my concept. And of course, last word about patents. Yes, it would be possible to patent it. I believe that there is enough innovation to do it, even though some people doubt that. But I don't really want to do it, because my experience says that once you file the patent, all the trouble begins. Because any company can simply try to fight your patent. This means that they can hire a bunch of great patent lawyers and sue you, and then you would have to defend your patent, and it would take all my time, money and attention to do that, and I have no desire to do it, specifically since the end is open. They might win, who knows that? Maybe a judge says this in fact is like a Shukonu. I don't think so, but that doesn't mean that the judge sees it the same way. Therefore, I think that by giving it into the public domain, I'm making sure that no one else can patent it. And hopefully some products will arise from it. That would be smashing. So I hope you liked this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye. Bye. Look at what happened when I picked up the pencils and I said it's not accurate.